Yeah, see my otter, which I don't really want in there, keeps trying to join. But well, my name's Michelle Hess. I'm the executive director for Leadership West, and Allison. I'll pass this off to her for just a second. We have been here together pretty much. You guys will be class 33 will be our ninth cohort that we have had the opportunity to guide through this process, which has been such a privilege to walk people through. I am also a graduate of class 20, so that'll be 13 years ago by the time this program starts off. And it really was life-changing for me, and I still have some incredible friendships from this. And so I've just been grateful to not only have been part of the program, but on here now. So yeah, I'm here just to answer any questions, but I'm going to pass it off to Allison. This is being recorded, just a little housekeeping thing, just in case somebody cannot attend, but they want to know some of the information. So we are just recording this on Fathom. We will turn it off during the Q&A, but we will do the actual presentation portion where we kind of tell you what things are going on. And yeah, and then if you just keep yourself muted feel free to raise your hand. We'll be kind of guiding that and keeping track of the questions for the end. But feel free to kind of jump in. Otherwise, or actually, I shouldn't even say that. I'm not presenting. Allison, I'm going to let you say whether you want people to interrupt you. But I'm going to pass it off to Allison at this point.
Hi, guys. As Michelle mentioned, my name is Allison Benninghoff, and Michelle and I have I do all the support stuff, so anything related to behind the scenes and then support staff. But we've been doing this together for just about 9 years, and it is really exciting to be here again. It feels like we were just here, so here we are, and I'm glad you guys are all here as well. If you do have questions, feel free to, I think there's a little like raise your hand thing, or certainly if it feels like you could interrupt, do that too. I want you guys to feel comfortable and certainly get the questions that you have answered. If you can hold off till the end, that's fine too. Okay, give me just a second because I'm going to, am I presenter, Michelle? Can you make me a presenter so that I can share my thing? I'm going to do that. Okay. All right. And with that, welcome again. This is our nuts and bolts Zoom meeting just to kind of talk through what Leadership West is, and then kind of the process specifically related to applying and then going through interviews and kind of what the program looks kind of high level. So class 33 is our 33rd class. So this is just a little bit of history about Leadership West. It began in 1993. These were kind of the pioneers of Leadership West. There was some big stuff going on in the Valley, and the West Valley ended up not being represented well in that. And so these folks came together and they decided they wanted to start something that would allow the leaders in the West Valley to have a seat at the table when decisions were made. And so some of these names may be familiar, some may not, but we certainly hold them valuable as the folks that kind of started our program. Across the top, you kind of just see the iterations of our logos over the last 33 years, which is kind of fun too. So here's a little bit of the recruitment timeline. Applications are currently open and they will remain open until April 30th. So there's still plenty of time to apply. I can send everybody a link if that's what you guys would want, but you can also find the link in our website of where to apply. The first thing you'll do is you'll pay your $50 application fee in the website, and then it'll pop you right into that application. The application takes about 15-20 minutes. It does require 2 letters of recommendation. My suggestion is that if you are interested in applying, that you're certain that you're going to apply, to kind of work on those first so that you can upload them. If there's time where those aren't going to happen fast enough, you certainly can apply. And what you can do is just upload 2 blank sheets in those spots and then send me your letters of recommendation, and I can get those where they need to go. Interview dates are already preset, so they are May 7th through the 28th. There's 3 dates, Michelle, yes. Are they all full? You'd have to answer that. I'm not certain.
There are 3 dates: the morning of May 7th, kind of the mid-afternoon, like lunchish time of May 11th, and then late afternoon of May 14th. So we give you 9 time slots to choose from. There are two that are about to fill up, and that would be May 7th at, actually, I can tell you right now, May 7th at 8:30 and May 7th at 11. Each have one, 11 o'clock has one slot left open, and 8:30 has two.
Thank you. So the interviews, I always like to just give everybody a heads up. They are a group interview and they are a panel interview. So you will actually interview with a couple other folks, and the interview panel is comprised of board members, but also other Leadership West alumni who went through the same process as you'll go through as well.
Allison, your slides are not being presented at all.
At
Or maybe
all?
they were, but now they're not. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on a sec. I cannot see.
We'll have to go back and show you the fun logos.
Oh, they didn't present at all. Let's see.
Mhm.
Oh, so you guys literally have no idea what I'm talking about. Sorry about that. Let's try again. Can you guys see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Did
So
you want
this
to go into
is,
presenter mode? Oh, there we go. Yeah,
yeah,
perfect.
can you see it? Perfect. So this is kind of the first slide that I was sharing about. This is everybody that was kind of at the table that first those first early days, kind of coming up with what Leadership West might look like. Our logos across the top. The recruitment timeline, so you guys kind of have a picture of what that looks like. We talked about the application fee, the recruitment period, class selection. So once the interviews are complete, there is a panel of people, that group that kind of does the interviewing, begins to determine what the class is going to look like. We Not everybody that interviews will be offered a spot. We want to be really intentional and selective with creating those classes, right? It's we want to make sure we have all the right players in the room. Everybody will be notified by June 26th, though. Invoices for tuition go out July 1st, and we like to see tuition taken care of by August 3rd. I suppose I should mention tuition is 2,450. And I every year people ask, and it's certainly a great question, if we have scholarships, and that honestly is year to year dependent. If we end up with extra dollars that we can allocate towards scholarships, we will. We don't do a scholarship more than $500 so that we can kind of divide those funds over more than one person if necessary. If you think that that's something that you'll need, go ahead and email me and I can kind of walk you through that process. I also usually have people say, oh, is there any way to do a payment plan? And certainly we can talk through that too, but it's usually not a problem. So, overview of the program itself. We once a month have an issue day. And what that is essentially years ago, the group Arizona We Want kind of pulled the West Valley to say, what are the topics that you're most interested in knowing about? And we took those topics and then we created one day each month to kind of talk them through. Our first month in October is civic engagement. It's a super neat day. We usually meet down at the Capitol, and it's really kind of plays the groundwork for the entire year, right? The goal is to become civically engaged, to be a citizen who gives back, a citizen who understands what's happening in their community and such. So October is civic engagement, November is education, December is infrastructure, January is public safety, February is quality of life, March is water, April is healthcare, and May is job creation. Each of these issue days will be at a different location around the valley. They are all day, so we kind of open up about 7:30 with coffee and networking, and we really like to get the program day started right at 8. So kind of between 7:30 and 7:55 is when we're looking for people to arrive. Our days usually end by 4, sometimes a few minutes after, but we really take up the entirety of the day. There's so much to learn, so much to understand. We're bringing the subject matter experts in, and so there's a lot of good content. Issue days are required. We don't allow any missed days essentially. So those are required for completion of the program. Focus tours, I would kind of compare those to adult field trips. We have so many assets in the West Valley and we know about them, but we don't always get to see the behind the scenes. So our focus tours offer opportunities for our classes to get to see behind the scenes of all kinds of things that are happening in the West Valley. We've gone to we do Phoenix Raceway. We usually go to Luke Air Force Base. We've done REI. We have several construction sites, which originally was like a construction site. Once you see it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is really neat. This is cool. And you're driving by these, but you never fully understand or grasp it. So focus tours are super fun. We offer, I'd say between 20 and 25 over a whole program year. The requirement is that you do 5 within that program year. They are not all day. Some of them are half days, some of them are an hour, some are 2 hours. But there are plenty of options and opportunities to be able to kind of complete that over your program year. So just a little bit more about issue days. So the issue days are arranged by staff, and then we have alumni committees who also kind of help arrange those days, get speakers, locations, etc. We have all of our meals are donated by various sponsor organizations, and we rely heavily on those sponsors, and we're super grateful to have them. Again, we talked about focus our issue days. Kind of we focus on those current issues facing the West Valley. They consist of notable speakers, and then kind of at the end of each issue day, we do a little bit of a wrap up, a reflection of like, what did we talk about? It was a lot of information, thoughts, comments, concerns kind of situation. So our issue day format, we talked through that a little bit at the beginning. The first hour to sometimes hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes is actually the Leadership West Institute. And that is the leadership model, right? Leadership is in our name, and the goal is to create and hone in on leadership. So that first portion of the day is strictly related to leadership, not necessarily related to the topic of the day. We'll bring in speakers, various leadership experts. We'll delve deeper into some of the leadership practices that we use as an organization. But that first portion of the day is specifically related to growing leadership. On occasion, and actually quite often, we'll invite maybe some past alumni or sponsors to come join us for just that portion, if it's something that we think that they would find valuable. So on occasion, you'll see different faces that pop in for that, and then they leave, followed by the Leadership West flagship program. And that is actually kind of the big program related to the topic of the day. These are your issue days. I kind of ran through them a little bit, and these are the actual dates. Um, Once the class is selected and determined, I will I will get everybody every date that they possibly could need that I have. Our issue days are the first Thursday of every single month. Always the first Thursday of every single month, with the exception of public safety. It's usually the second Thursday because of the holidays. This year it falls on the 7th, so we're playing with that. But you can count on every other issue day always being the first Thursday of the month. In September, we will have an all-day training, and that's on the 5 practices of exemplary leadership, which is something that we dive deep into. It's important to us as an organization. So that's in September. There is a retreat. Your class year kicks off with a retreat that is in August, and it's August 19th this year. It's a dinner. The first night's a dinner. It's like the first day of school, right? Everybody's showing up. Most people don't know anybody, and it's that opportunity to really see like who's in the class. You might know people that maybe you interviewed with, and so it makes it kind of that first like, here we are, we're going to do this together. It is August 19th. The next morning, everybody will meet at the Franciscan Renewal Center, and that's in Scottsdale. And this is an overnight. Retreat is required. You can't miss retreat. It's vitally important to the overall experience you have all year. And so it's non-negotiable. You have to be there. But we spend the night at the Franciscan Renewal Center in Scottsdale overnight on Thursday. We have a half day Friday, and then everybody is released to go home. Retreat is super, super fun. There's so much good information, but more than anything, it's an opportunity to get to know your classmates. I think I hear it over and over again that obviously all the content we're sharing is really good information, right? You're learning about the West Valley, you're learning about leadership, but so many people will walk away from Leadership West saying, I met some of my best friends. We are still friends to this day. And we see that over and over, and a lot of that begins at retreat. And so it's just really important, and we believe that it's valuable to the overall program. Focus tours we talked about. Again, they're just going to expose you to some of the cool things here in the West Valley. You have to attend a minimum of 5. And then this year, this is actually pretty cool, and it would be pretty cool if someone could match it. We have a person in class 32 who has attended every single focus tour. We've never had anyone do that ever. And so he has attended every focus tour. We're talking like, I don't know, 18 of them at this point, or 17 of them. And I really love his attitude about the whole thing. He said, when I got accepted into the class, I promised myself that I wouldn't miss any opportunities that Leadership West had to offer, and he hasn't. So kudos to him, and it would be neat to see someone else from the next class meet him or beat him or match him, which would be really neat. These are, again, some of the places we've gone, and they change up every year. There are some things that we do the same year after year. We always go to Luke. We usually always go to Phoenix Raceway. But we've gone to some really neat things and seen some really neat things. I already talked about that a little bit. So you'll do your program year. It'll start in August of 26. It'll end in May of 27, which is wild that we're thinking about 2027. It's crazy. And then your second year, we ask that you come up with a civic impact commitment, right? It's awesome to learn about how to be civically engaged and how to be a good leader. But unless you apply it, it's just knowledge, right? The goal is to actually come up with something to apply it. And so we ask that over your second year, so your first year is alumni, but your second year, that you do some kind of civic impact commitment. And they have ranged from all kinds of things, right? So speak up, stand up, save a life. That was created by a couple of Leadership West gals. It's a huge, it's turned into a huge conference every year where thousands of youth's lives are impacted. It is super cool. We have people that do stuff like run for a school board or run for office. We have people that say, you know what, I'm going to join my kids' PTA. The gambit, it runs the gambit, right? All kinds of things. And we will delve deeper into that kind of towards the tail end of your program year. But just know that civic impact commitment is something that we require. And really, all we ask that second year is that you give 12 hours of your time, which is basically an hour a month. And that's kind of the formal presentation. Are there any questions? Certainly, I assume there's probably some questions. Let me get back here so I can see. That was a lot of information. No questions, not even one.